So hello everyone, this is lecture 14 for the quantum mechanics. In the last lecture we have completed our uncertainty, the basic concepts about the uncertainty, and we have made a very good base to start our new topic, that is Schrodinger wave equation. So let's see how we reach to this equation. So this is the very base of the quantum mechanics. Without this wave equation we can't just go forward. Okay, so let's see how we reach to this. So first, what are real waves? So we know what are real waves. In means for the electric field, magnetic field, for the pressure, and in the string waves we know we can define waves are this way. Means these are the real waves. For electric field is E naught cos omega t minus kx cosine wave, and for B it is sine wave, and for P this is pressure. So this is for sound, you can describe your sound wave in terms of pressure. Same as for string waves, you can define your string wave in terms of displacement, that is your amplitude. So that's how you can define these different waves in the real terms. Now see, if to get these different equations, we don't need to find different equations for each one. Okay, means if we know the boundary conditions and if we know the medium or the things about that particular scenario, then you have a differential equation for the waves. You can apply those boundary conditions and those initial conditions to that differential equation, and that will give you different waves for different kind of things. Means for the electric field and magnetic field you get from the Maxwell's condition, or and same you can apply the same thing in that differential equation to get the sound waves and string waves. So same single differential equation can give you all these equations. So let's see how to find that equation. So to find the differential equation, first we will take the derivative of E with respect to x. So it will give you daily with respect to x will give you x E naught cos will give you sine minus sine, and from here minus k, so it will be k, and see it is minus k minus from here, and cos will give you sine minus sine, so it will be minus from here, so minus minus will be plus. So daily by del x will be k E naught sine omega t minus kx. Now find the second order derivative of this. It will give you del square E by del x square equal to minus k square E naught cos omega t minus kx. Now see, this is, let's say this is our equation 1. We can find the derivative of this E with respect to time also. So daily by del t will give you minus omega E naught sine omega t minus kx. With respect to time it will give you this thing. Now we can find the second order also. So del square E by del t square will give you minus omega square E naught cos omega t minus kx. Now see, this term is same here, cos omega t minus kx here, and here also cos omega t minus kx. So, and this E naught is also same, so we can compare these two equations. From here E naught cos omega t minus kx will be equal to minus 1 upon k square del square E by del x square. So after comparing these two equations, for substituting the value of this, we will get this equation, del square E by del t square equal to omega square k square del square E by del x square. Now what is omega by k? Omega divided by k is nothing but velocity of the wave. See, velocity is nothing but frequency into lambda nu. So lambda nu can be find from here. If you say v equal to omega by k, this is 2 pi by t, means 2 pi mu, that is frequency. K is 2 pi by lambda, so it will give you mu lambda, v equal to mu lambda. So that's why you can write this omega by k as velocity. So this is v square. This v is speed of the wave for that particular wave. Now your equation will be this. So see, this is your differential equation for the wave. If you are dealing this wave in the vacuum, then v will be replaced with c. So for electric field, because the electric field is for the photons and they have the velocity c, so that's why we'll have c here. So differential equation will be in this form. Now see, this is for the particularly electric field, but we can generalize this equation. Means this came from here. Means if you have any y function, okay, y is changing, so in general we can write a differential wave of equation of wave is in this form. In place of e it is y, here it is t, and here will be x. So there will be this two variables and one function that is depending on this x and t. So del square y by del x square equal to 1 upon v square del square y by del t square. So just in place of e we have y, in place of t we have t, and in place of x. So c square will go here, so it will be 1 upon v square del square y by del t square equal to del square y by del x square. So this is your differential equation, a general wave differential wave equation. You can solve this for the sound wave, you will get this equation. You can solve this for string wave, you will get this equation. For magnetic field, you will get this equation. So this is applicable for any kind of waves. Okay, so in classical mechanics we deal with this. Now see, we can write this equation 3D also. So it will y, in place of y we will have some function f that is depending on x, y, z. So it will be del square f with the means second order derivative is up to all the variables 1 upon v square in place of this again f. So this will be your wave equation 3D. Now you will solve this equation. Its solution will give you wave equation for different kind of things. Means you will apply the boundary condition and the initial conditions. You will get the different wave equation for the different mediums. So that's how we get a differential equation. Now see, we have this wave equation to find these values for different kind of waves. If we need to find a matter wave, then there should be a wave equation which we can use to find the different waves or for the different mediums, the equations of the wave function. So let's see. Well, that was actually the Schrodinger wave equation. That was the general equation we use to find different waves for the matter waves. Let's see what is the different things I am talking about. You know, for a particle or a free particle exactly. So for free particle we define our wave in this form, wave packet, that is the probability wave, and we somehow find it this wave function also for the free particle only. So it was 1 upon root 2 pi minus infinity phi k exponential I k x dk. So we find it this wave function for the free particle. Now what happens if this particle is not free and it is under some potential? What is the meaning of free particle? Means there is no potential. Okay, it is acting free. So what if there is some potential? Then what? So we know in the means from the R information that for infinite potential well we get this as your wave function, but this you will get from the Schrodinger wave equation. What if you don't know Schrodinger wave equation? Then how to find? You can't find this wave equation. Same you can find for this somehow, but if potential is something finite, then how to find the wave equation for this? If potential is in this way, then how to find? If it is in this way, how to find? And this way and this way. So potential can vary. So how to find wave function for different kinds of scenes or the conditions? So see, this is the same thing as we did here. Means we have a general equation and we apply the different conditions and we are getting different equations. But how to find different wave functions for this matter waves? So we should have a equation which can define our wave function in every kind of potential. So that's why we need the Schrodinger wave equation, and that was the main thing for the origin of Schrodinger wave equation. Okay, so first we need to talk about why we can't use this equation for the means matter waves. Why we can't use this thing in the matter waves? Means this is also an equation of wave, so we should be using this. So why we are not using this? So see, this differential equation is function of this velocity, and this velocity is nothing but this is the velocity of a monochromatic wave for a single wave, and that's why this is defined. Now in the matter waves, we defined our matter wave as a wave packet, and that was only for the mathematical terms that we take a large number of waves. But in actual there are no monochromatic waves exist for the matter wave. There will be only single wave, and that has group velocity that is same as particle, but there is no phase velocity or there is no single wave exist or single wavelength. Okay, so that's why there is no single wave exist with a single velocity. That's why we can't define means we can't use this equation to find the matter wave. Okay, mean matter wave equation. That's why we can't use this, because we can't define this v for the matter wave. So we already see in this thing, if we consider the phase thing, then the particle and the phase wave velocity was not same. That's why we can't define the phase, but we have this wave packet, and this velocity of wave packet will be same as this particle. So that's why we can't use this equation. Hope you get this idea why we are not using this. So you can't just put in place of y this wave function, because I already told you the reason. This v represent the phase velocity of the wave velocity, and this doesn't exist for the matter wave. Okay, phase velocity doesn't exist for the matter waves. And see here, when you use the de Broglie, this lambda is nothing. Lambda is not something like you have a single monochromatic wave and the crest to crest or the valley to valley distance. This is not the lambda that. Okay, here lambda represent the extent of the wave function, means extent of the particle or the probability wave up to which this particle can be present is this lambda. Okay, so for this wave packet, this is lambda, means up to which extent this particle can exist in the probability wave. So this lambda represents this thing. Okay, now see, we already know that if we can't define our matter wave in this form, and you know from the Schrodinger wave equation, for a free particle the Schrodinger wave equation come out to be this way: minus h square by 2m del square psi by del x square equal to I h square del psi by del t. This time dependent Schrodinger wave equation. We derive this because for free particle V potential is 0. That's why we get this equation. So we'll see in detail what is Schrodinger wave equation. This is just a very little bit idea to you that this kind of thing we will get, that we will not use this wave, but we will use some differential equation which will give us different wave functions. Okay, for different potentials means we are getting the potential term also in that, and you can put the different potential and the different conditions, and you can solve that equation to get wave function for different kind of potentials. So we will get a general differential equation definitely for this thing also. So means there is hope, and after this only, when we get this Schrodinger wave equation, we just move forward. That was a very big milestone in the quantum mechanics. So we'll see about that in the next lecture. And thank you everyone.